How is it going, folks? My name is Candra Septiawan Nugroho, and here I am again in this video making my midterm exam for the ESP class. Okay, without any further ado, let's just jump into the video. First thing first, what is ESP? Question number one: ESP is English for specific purposes, and it is obviously what it is. ESP is created for those kind of people that want to learn English for their specific purposes. Let's say he wanted to be a translator, so he need to learn on how to write and how to read English. So he doesn't need to learn speaking or listening in English, so he can enroll into the ESP classes just to learn those two skills. And then the second question will be explain the emergence of ESP. So from Hutchinson and Waters, there are three reasons why ESP is emergence. First thing first is the demands of the brave new world, which is obviously the post-war, the second post-war war, which make the international language fell into the English. And from there's a lot of literature, a lot of journal and education books are written or translated into an English language, which come into the second reason, revolution in linguistic or the social factors, which make us, whether we want it or not, we need to learn on how to use English in real life situation. And from this reason, there's come to the third reason, which is focus on the learner. Which means that we need to know how to teach the learner as effective as possible without having lots of time just learning all of the English skills, whether they need it or not. So just ESP is created to shorten and making their time as effective as possible to learn English on what they're needed. And the third question is elaborate the characteristic of ESP. So ESP is designed for specific purposes, obviously, and because of its for specific purpose, so it's likely to be an adult learners, because perhaps it for the works, for the departments, and etc. And it is centered in language appropriateness for certain activities such as grammar, lexical grammar, students' discourse study, and genre. The fourth question will be explain the process of need analysis. So there's two process. The first one will be target needs. From target need, we need to know what the learner wants, whether he learns speaking, listening, or writing, etc. And from the skills, we need to know the learner lacks, the gap in learner between those levels. Let's say in speaking, they are speaking 1, speaking 2, and 4th. We need to know at what level the learner are. So if we already know what level, we can create or we can design the perfect learning situation for the learner. And the second is the learner needs, which is the background of the learner. What is the background that the learner makes him want to learn the speaking skills? Let's say in that case like that. So after we know these two factors, we can design the perfect teaching learning situation that makes our teaching and their learning is as effective as possible. And then the last question will be explain the differences between ESP and EGP. Again, it is quite obvious where ESP for specific purposes, which means you only learn what you wanted to learn, while EGP for general purposes, which means whether you like it or not, whether you need it or not, you need to learn all the 4 basic language skills in English. Yeah, I think it's quite perfect. I don't know, but yeah, that is for my midterm exam. Thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you again. Goodbye.